Hey everyone, this is your second stimulus check update, third stimulus check update, and stimulus package update for Tuesday, January 19th. This video is for those of you on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, and VA benefits, or anyone else wondering about the second stimulus check, or the third stimulus check, or the next stimulus package. Whether you're a Trump supporter or a Biden supporter, one of the things I want to ask each one of you to do is to come together as a nation. We've been divided for too long, and it seems like we're fighting with each other when we should really be caring and loving each other at this time. This pandemic seems to have ripped us apart even further, where we should be looking out for each other and caring for one another as we all are experiencing some difficult times. No matter your race, your religion, or your political affiliation, you can be kind to everyone around you, and you can be kind to those that are different than you and that believe different things than you, and that vote differently than you. Even if someone doesn't agree with you, you can still be their friend. Let's all come together as a country. Let's watch out for each other and let's care for each other. This is what our country needs right now. For those of you that still haven't received your second stimulus check, you need to check the Get My Payment tool. If the Get My Payment tool is not working for you, most likely your check has already been sent if it's a paper check, or there was a problem with your bank account. For some reason, the IRS sent it to your bank account, but it was sent back to the IRS. In that case, if it was sent back to the IRS, you will need to file taxes. Now, many of you on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, or VA benefits do not need to file taxes each year. However, if you did not receive your first or second stimulus check and you were eligible to receive those, you will need to file taxes and so you can be issued under the Recovery Rebate Credit. That's going to be on the tax forms, so that you can fill that out and actually claim the $1,200 from the first stimulus check, the $600 for the second stimulus check, or any money that you didn't get for your dependents from either the first or second stimulus check. Now remember, from the first and second stimulus check, if you were claimed as a dependent on someone else's taxes, and 17 and older, you are not eligible for the first or second stimulus checks. I'm going to be doing a video in the future to explain how to fill out taxes if you do not have any income, or if you have below the income limits to be required to file taxes in 2020. So watch for that. I'm working on that video. It's a little bit more involved than I expected it to be, but I will be releasing that video soon. So let's talk about the third stimulus check. Well, President-elect Joe Biden is set to be inaugurated tomorrow, January 20th. One of the first things that he said he wants to do is get out more stimulus to the American people. Last week on Thursday, he proposed a $1.9 trillion stimulus plan that would have included $1,400 stimulus checks to individuals. Anyone that was eligible for the second stimulus check would also be eligible for the third stimulus check. And in addition to that, anyone that was claimed on someone else's taxes, no matter what age they are, would be eligible for this third stimulus check under Joe Biden's plan. This includes anyone that's on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, or VA benefits. Whether you made any money last year or you just received those government benefits, you should be eligible for the third stimulus check. The third stimulus check would be $1,400 for adults and $1,400 for dependents, no matter what age they are. So even if you're an adult dependent and you're claimed maybe on your children's taxes, you would still be eligible for the $1,400 stimulus check. There is potentially a provision in there as well that would also give you the $600 that you did not receive from the second stimulus check. None of this is a done deal yet, as Congress still has to approve the new bill or tweak previous bills and basically increase the amount of stimulus checks. But for now, the third stimulus check would be $1,400 per person. So a family of 4 would receive $5,600 in this third stimulus plan. So what is the timeline for this third stimulus check? I've talked about this a little bit before, but I want to go a little bit more into this as far as the timeline, because most people are wondering, hey, if we're going to get a third stimulus check, when is it going to happen? So when Joe Biden unveiled his $1.9 trillion stimulus plan, he also said there's no time to waste and wanted to get stimulus checks out as soon as possible. Well, since he takes office tomorrow, He also needs Congress to have all of the Democrat senators seated, which means the 2 Democrat senators that just won the runoff elections in Georgia, they will be seated later this week, most likely on the 22nd. So after that happens, then the House of Representatives will be controlled by the Democrats, the Senate will be controlled by the Democrats, and of course the presidency will be controlled by the Democrats. Well, Nancy Pelosi, the Speaker of the House, and Chuck Schumer, the soon-to-be Senate Majority Leader, issued a joint statement regarding the next stimulus plan. And they said, "We will get right to work to turn President-elect Biden's vision into legislation that will pass both chambers and be signed into law." So they're both antsy to get this next stimulus package passed into law as well. So it does seem like most people are on board with getting this next stimulus plan done. So really there are 2 ways that this third stimulus check could go out. The first option is they could do a standalone bill that would just increase the amount from the previous $600 stimulus checks that were passed in December to a total of $2,000 or an extra $1,400 for the third stimulus check. So this is the same amount that Joe Biden had proposed in his $1.9 trillion plan. This is the same amount that the House of Representatives had in a bill that would increase that $600 to $2,000. Their plan just upped that amount by $1,400, but also included adult dependents. That's the option for a standalone bill, is if they just increased that amount from $600 to $2,000. That one would be a lot quicker to pass because there's a lot less to deliberate and discuss in the House and in the Senate. The House of Representatives is still controlled by the Democrats, but it's by a slimmer margin than it was before this last election. The Senate is an even 50-50 split right now, but Kamala Harris actually holds the tiebreaker vote, so that gives the Democrats the majority in the Senate, essentially. If the third stimulus check is part of a bigger stimulus plan, like the $1.9 trillion plan that Joe Biden has proposed, it's going to take a lot more deliberation because there's a lot more in that plan than just stimulus checks. There's rental assistance, there's increases to SNAP benefits, there's an increase to the unemployment benefits that go out, as well as funding for state and local governments and a lot of other things I've talked about in previous videos. But the big question is, will all of the Democrat senators go along with this $1.9 trillion plan? Senator Joe Manchin from West Virginia has already expressed his concern with having more money sent out for stimulus checks. However, there are multiple Republicans, Josh Hawley, Marco Rubio, and possibly others that have come out and said that they want the next stimulus checks to be $2,000. In fact, Republican Senator Marco Rubio said to get this nation to heal and come together, he would be all for upping that previous stimulus check to $2,000 so basically the next stimulus check would be $1,400. And that's something that he said he would get on board with. Josh Hawley has always been on board with it, and most of the Democrat senators are on board with it. But if it's a $1.9 trillion plan, that's a lot of extra spending that may be a little bit harder to push through than just an increase to the stimulus checks. So if it's the first option and it's just stimulus checks, just a $1,400 increase, and it's just a standalone bill, we could actually see those as early February if that's something that was passed quickly in the House and the Senate and then signed by President-elect Joe Biden. If it's a full $1.9 trillion package or something like that package that Joe Biden proposed, then it sounds like it could be a little bit longer. If there's deliberation and if there's any, if there are a few senators that oppose that much spending, then we could be waiting till later on in February or possibly into March for the next stimulus check. So as far as speed, it sounds like a standalone bill would probably be much quicker than a complete package, but the $1.9 trillion plan includes some other things like rental assistance and an extension to the eviction moratorium, unemployment or increases to unemployment benefits and an extension on those unemployment benefits. There's a lot of other provisions that are very popular with a lot of people as well. But there's a lot of other spending in that bill that I think would take a little bit more to get pushed through Congress. So let me know in the comment section below, would you prefer a standalone bill with just an increase or just basically the $1,400 stimulus checks and also make it for adult dependents as well? Or would you prefer the bigger package of The $1.9 trillion plan, or something like that, that would also include rental assistance along with the $1,400 stimulus checks, also include eviction moratorium, a small increase to the unemployment benefits, but also an extension to those unemployment benefits, as well as funding for state and local governments and all the other provisions that are in that $1.9 trillion plan. Let me know in the comment section below. Would you prefer a standalone bill or a comprehensive stimulus package for this next stimulus package? Thank you once again for watching. I do hope that you have a wonderful day, and I hope that you are having a wonderful 2021 and that it's going a little better than 2020 did. I do appreciate each and every one of you. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you again soon.